Welcome back to Bleach Anime Review, episode number 50. We're here reviewing the 40th episode of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, which is also the 406th episode series, known as My Last Words. This episode covers these following stuff from the manga. Pages 2 to 3 of 635, which, from what I can tell, yes, this chapter is fully adapted now. Oh yeah, definitely, it's fully adapted. It also has pages 6 to 14 of 654, pages 7 through 10 of 659, the entirety of chapter 660, the first 10 pages of 661, and pages 16 and 17 of chapter 674. Kind of in a way, they've got roughly close to about 24 chapters left of the main story left. Yeah, about 24 left. Actually, more like 23 and a half mostly. Yes. So basically, here's kind of what happened. So, we do have a flashback. It was a lot of this episode was on Ururu. And the main story takes the first, I kid you not, the first 16 minutes of the episode. And actually, yeah, it's more like 16 minutes because the rest of the episode is complete original. It reminds me of those shorts from the original series, except focus on with the Quincy's. So let's first start with actually Yorichi, where she's basically with brother while she's still dealing with the other guy she's still fighting. The deaf guy, what was his name here? Isaacin. Yeah, mostly put, basically, it's like, it's kind of a weird thing with this episode. Apparently this was there, those little shorts, and they just kind of, in a way, edit them all into one. My guess is because they probably ran out of material to do for this episode, Studio Para, and I guess they figured, oh, hey, why don't I just basically put all those shorts and put them all in the end of basically this episode. So, let's have an ask. Basically, we actually have a flashback for him where he's like with his mom, where she collapses, and then we see a flashback of Ichigo's mom, where she's about to fight the Grand Fisher. Which is flashback. This actually is the first time we see his flashback since the Grand Fisher, last time he appears when he got killed by Ichigo's father. Yeah, who does briefly in the episode, although Uru's dead, who somehow had a pass to get to this particular area. That's the last thing you see in the episode before we go to the credits. It's one of the most interesting cliffhangers. We have the fathers of two of the main characters in the series working together. Two guys who also don't like each other. Purely because it's not because one's a Quincy and one's a Soyber. It's because their personalities don't exactly mix very well. So Ururu basically told by Housewitz, kill Ichigo. And he tells Ichigo, because apparently that they plan to invade the war of the living. Interesting. So, oh yeah, apparently the gate he apparently planned, Housewitz destroyed it because apparently he knew all along, apparently. So then, of course, basically Ichigo gets away thanks to smoke. And then Ururu basically fights Housewitz. Meanwhile, the Urbaha defeats the remaining Quincy's who turn against them and easily get wiped out. And then we also have where the whole room is covered in dark mist. Interesting. Yes, it is by far a very interesting episode. Oh, in the case of the short thing, it's him basically explaining some stuff like, oh, those 4 soldiers we saw in the flashback for Blastby's flashback. Yeah, we explain who the heck these people are. And apparently they got killed by Soybeers. They were really the first captain of the first invasion of the Soul Society. Which happened 1,000 years pretty much the series. And then he apparently explains all the other members of the Stern Ritters, a few of them who are women. which of course calls them all creepy, and then they all beat him up as part of comedy. Oh yeah, and also to change the background music, we see a brief appearance by Cone. You're like, that's interesting. Now, why would Cone appear here? I don't know, because he said he wants to turn up the background music, so the way to turn the background music is to squeeze Cone's head. Okay? Yeah, it was a weird thing to see here, the turn up the background music for reasons, and I explain. But this definitely was a good episode. The whole behind the scenes, I thought it was interesting stuff here, but I didn't think it really mixed well with the Thousand Blow, which is how serious it's basically been. Yeah, that's my only problem with it. I would have basically had it as a separate episode or something. Not basically put right afterwards. But that's just me. But that ends Bleach Thousand Blood War Core 3. Yep. And the rumor I've heard is that apparently Core 4 is not set to air. And this is according to rumor. It's not been confirmed yet about this. I think it's quite stupid because I don't know why they couldn't just release it later on this year. Nope. Apparently, according to rumor, Core 4 will not be released until next year. I'm like, why? Why in the world? We just went through this between Core 2 and Core 3, where it was a year-long wait, and now we have to wait another year between cores? Why? And also I've heard that Studio Pierrot is now Pierrot Films, because they merged with another studio. Oh, it was New Division Pierrot Films, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but in the case of like my final thoughts on Core 3, I had a lot of really fun with this core. A friend of mine actually stopped watching the Bleach anime because of the Quincy's constantly winning a lot of the episodes. Yeah, he decided to drop it because basically it's like he got so burnt out on the fact that it's like evil always wins, haha. And I politely tried to explain to him, that's how it happened in the manga, so it's not Pierrot's fault what happened here, it's Kubo's fault. So he kind of dropped the series, now he's watching Blue Exorcist. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I really did. Can't wait for the third core, whenever it finally comes out. Yeah. And I pray we don't have to wait a long frickin' time for this one. Like, between cores 1 and 2, we only had to wait 7 months. Excuse me. Between 2 and 3, it was 1 year and, like, exactly 1 year. Now, I should point out, though, this episode was actually in Japan. as part of an hour-long special a little over a month ago. And here's the thing. The reason why it took this long to release the dub, because Viz Media took a sweet time releasing it. For some strange reason with this dub, that the first 4 episodes released on the same day, not like the same time. Because I think Viz Media fell behind with the release, because I was curious, when was the dub coming out for this thing? I wanted that for a whole freaking... I thought by episode 3 or 4... Like, actually, I actually thought by episode... I think it was like... I thought by episode 2 or 3 we might get a dub release. I kept checking. Nothing. And then about half a month in, like about 6 weeks... actually, about 2 months in, I checked back like, oh! They did release dub episodes! Apparently, they said release 4 in 1 day for some strange reason. I don't know why, but they did. And... for the most part, unlike other dubs, which took a week off thanks to holidays, Bleach did not take a week off. Doesn't that find that kind of weird? Like, the week of Thanksgiving, there was definitely a Bleach episode released that period of time. And Christmas, same thing. Yeah, unlike other ones took like a week off, this one did not. Nope, no breaks this one. I found that interesting, the fact Viz Media basically just releases anyways. My guess is they'll release this stuff before Christmas happened, so... as it took so long, I don't know. I know in the last couple years, with this particular series, with Alice Blood War, Para receiving a bit of criticism due to the fact that they're rushing the manga a bit, but not too much, I can tell. I know that... Viz Media got a lot of flack for taking the sweet time release. Well, first, and this is a big one, where was streaming? Because, like, yeah, it's been over 2 years now. I have to explain it. So, when they first announced this a few years ago, because it's been like about a little over 4 years since this thing was first announced, that, okay, we have a release date for in Japan, but the thing is, people are waiting when to release it here. I remember the announcement really well. Viz Media decided to wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the release of this thing here. Yes, they announced 2 weeks ahead of time. I would have basically thought they released this a while, like a little bit sooner than that. And plus, the fact that it took like a little bit longer to announce a freaking dub. Yeah, something I enjoy watching. I love the dub for Bleach. It's fantastic. I've never had a problem with the dub at all. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention, Gerard Valkyrie, he's in the episode. He's smashing stuff, and then of course, basically, it takes. Oh, by the way, there's a really cool moment. He's about to take on the visors. I thought it was really cool the fact he took that on there. I almost forgot to mention that there. But, yeah. Parrot, if you're going to make this thing, make Core 4, please, for the love of God, don't take your sweet time doing it. Like, okay, I would suggest, now, I have heard something that they're working with their studio just so they can bring back Boruto and Black Clover as well, because apparently all their focus is on this one show. And that's not a joke. This apparently is the only thing they're working on. Well, for the most part. Yeah, so they have released Kingdom Season 5 and Yasuru the Raven Does Not Choose His Master and Mr. Okusasu Season 4. There's that. There's Play It Cool Guys. But I've never watched the Kingdom, so I don't have. I heard that the original seasons were. The original season had terrible animation. Oh my gosh. I heard they were freaking terrible. But that sounds all together. But Black Clover was one of the big ones people really want to see come back so badly. Especially since it's been almost 5 years, like 4 years now. Yeah, and the fact that there is plenty of material to do in their season. When they do it, I don't know. I have no freaking idea when it comes to that. Yep, so that was pretty much all I got to say for that. So Saturday's now reduced down from 3 down to basically 2. Yep, so I still got some more anime to do. So next up is the Comic Corner, and then it's on to 3 straight subs for anime, basically. First is going to be I maybe good reception of Solo Anime Boss the Clock on Time, Welcome to Japan Myself, and Red Ranger's Adventure into the World. I'm going to get these 3 done next because they're all subbed. And then work on 2 dubs after that, and hopefully I might be able to get all of it done today. Who knows? It's a distinct maybe. But we'll find out and see, okay? Next video. Bye.